Yeah, obviously the guys are very disappointed. It's a game that we should go on and win there by all accounts, and we probably took a bit of our advantage away by not executing our skills well enough. And credit to the Namibian guys who played with a very disciplined and basic game of cricket, and they did that really well, so deserved the 2 points.
It was a late start, the sun was already out, but you got quick wickets early on. Do you think you couldn't put the pressure on Namibian batsmen after that?
Yeah, I think the wicket was probably better, seeing as it was a bit of a slightly later start. But having said that, we obviously leaked a couple of runs and then got a few quick wickets there in the middle. And then they put on a really good partnership, a good 70-yard run partnership, which sort of put them into a good position towards the end of the innings, which maybe they didn't quite capitalise on as much as they would have liked. They put that good partnership together, and that was probably the difference between the two teams in terms of the batting today.
Even while chasing, you had good partnership down the order, and after that drinks break, I think 2 quick wickets. Do you think that was the turning point regarding how the game went?
Are you talking in the bowling innings?
In the batting innings, the 7th wicket partnership.
Yeah, look, I think the partnerships along the way, a couple of 20-run partnerships and 30-run partnerships and 40-run partnerships are sometimes good enough to get you to a score of 200, but on today it's not not good enough to be able to get you there. So needed a bigger partnership and guys to stick around a little bit longer. A lot of guys got a few starts and never really converted their starts as well. So that'll be something we'll be looking at and trying to improve on.
What was expected from Netherlands? The fact that they just came back from World Cup and the squad looks almost similar. Do you think this is a big shock that you've lost 2 matches already and still have 1 more to play?
Not at all. This is a very competitive league, and it's a completely different game of cricket than playing cricket out in Pune, where the scores are 370 runs on average, and here they're not like that. And so we've got to be able to adapt to those conditions. Obviously they're different personnel, and we are entering a new era in terms of the league that we're playing here now. So a couple of guys are getting some good opportunities to get some international exposure, and that's great learning for them. Unfortunately today we are on a losing end in the learning, so we'll have to pick ourselves up and come again in the next couple of days.
We've seen Bikramjit warming up, Teza coming into the squad. Do you think how's this squad with injuries? You've got some players still coming out yet remaining to play.
Yeah, I know everybody's fit to play, so that's a good sign. And we've obviously got some guys arriving for the T20s as well, so they'll come and bolster the squad quite nicely, I think, in terms of the fast bowling. So that'll be good to get those guys involved.
Last game against Nepal, big pressure to get that 2 important points for Nepalese team as well. So how do you see that coming out, especially after that drawing in the last match?
Yeah, it's just another game of cricket that we've got to try and play. I think every time we're trying to get the 2 points, whether that's a big game or not. But I know they'll be up for it, and we'll obviously need to be up for it as well. We'll need to play much better cricket than we played today in order to compete and go and win and take those 2 points.
2 quick wickets and had maybe on the ropes. The decision to turn to a part-time off-spinner in Subas didn't really come off, but is that something that we'll see again? And is he ahead of the pecking order as a bowler ahead of Teja, who maybe bowls more international cricket?
Yeah, I think we've been sort of grooming SR to come back and take some overs with the ball in the last couple of weeks, so that's something that we've been trying to do, and especially with the left-handers in their team, we're trying to obviously use that off-spin option. Teja's obviously had a bit of a groin injury from the first game, so he's just coming back into bowling, so he's not quite as fit as he should be from a bowling perspective. But those are options that we've got to try, and especially going into the T20 World Cup, those are guys in the top order that need to bowl some overs potentially, so it's good that they get some overs under the belt. It didn't quite go to plan, like you say, today, but there were some good signs here that when he does get it right, it can be quite effective.
And so got a fairly brisk start in the power play chasing. To get those quick runs together, and just being strangled by the Namibian spinners. It seemed like almost the plan was to leave it for Burst to death. Was that the intent, especially with those Schultz overs still to come, or was it really just playing the bowlers in the middle?
No, I think we sort of discussed trying to get to about 170 after 40, which we got to 169. So that was sort of what we wanted, which left us 40 at the death in the last 5 overs, which I think with the likes of Rulof and Shariz and Noah and obviously Dutty at the crease, we think we can get those 8 runs and over with some seamers coming back. Obviously Scholzi bowled incredibly well, 9 overs, 3 for 15 I think it was, and anyone bowling that with those kind of figures is obviously had a good day out. We'd obviously be trying to make sure that we do put a bit more pressure on him, and I think we did that in the first game that we played, but didn't quite do it tonight. And that I think was the difference between how we played him today. And we'll need to try and get better at that next time.
And just finally, Namibia taking the win after losing the toss and chasing for the first. Do you think they've set a template for the way that you approach chasing people?
Yeah, I think the slightly later start might have aided a little bit. The wickets early in the morning is not as easy as we've seen, and even at 10:30 it wasn't easy, but I think it got easier as it went along. I've been saying throughout the tournament that I think there is a template to win batting first, and that was pretty much exactly it. You got to make sure that you get a total on the board, and then you really disciplined and put the spinners to work in the afternoons. And as you saw, it got quite tough to be able to score at the end. So that's definitely a way to win here. But the teams that have batted first so far in this tournament, I think would all put their hands up and say they didn't bat as well as they probably could have to get those type of competitive scores, which would have led to a lot more sort of close games, I think.
आज तपाईहरुको सपना साँच्चै पूरा भयो
हो छोरी अब हाम्रो सपना पूरा भयो
उच्च सोचको निर्माण सगरमाथा सिमेन्ट जुनी जुनीलाई